What's up, Wargamers? How you guys doing today? Today is a momentous and highly anticipated day in my household. Today is the day that my Hametsu stuff from Blacksite Studios showed up at my house. It's a glorious day here. So if you're not familiar, Hametsu is a game that Blacksite Studio put through their backroom process in February, I want to say. And I don't deal with anything related to Kickstarter. But this is not Kickstarter. This is similar to Kickstarter, but they do it in-house, and it is just a superior service. Like, stuff actually gets to you, and it doesn't just keep going on forever in the take my money stage. And I appreciate that about them. And this is a game that I jumped on sight unseen as soon as I read the tiniest little blurb about the description. I was like, here, take my money. Hametsu is a solo and co-op game based in a post-apocalyptic feudal Japan type world where there's magic and these crazy monsters from folklore, and it's your job and your compatriots' job to eliminate these monsters from the landscape. And it's just so cool. Now, unfortunately, at the time, I got tier 2. I could not afford at the time. I just didn't have the money at the time for tier 3, which had the really, really sweet terrain pack. But I'm hoping beyond hope, if you guys out there at Blacksite Studios see this, I'm hoping beyond hope that bundle that you could have pre-ordered, I'm hoping that same bundle will still be available, because I do plan on purchasing it because it is beautiful and it's lots of terrain. But in the meantime, I have my friend Bill has the terrain that we used when we played Bushido, which will also fit the environment very well, and I'm going to see if he'll be kind enough to let me borrow that for a little bit. But that's enough of me talking and not showing you toys, so let's flip this camera around and let's see what's inside this box. There is so much stuff in this box. I don't even know where to begin, so I'm just going to grab something. We're going to start with this. We have what looks like a caltrop marker. I'm sure that those are definitely caltrops, like, no doubt about it. So maybe it's a trap, like this side, and then when they get to it, you can flip it over. I'm sure that I will learn what that's for as I dig into the game. First bag. Hametsu bonus minis. I always want to rip these things, and then I remember that I don't have to. Oh man, there's a lot of bases in there. Let's see what we got. Oh, these feel really good too. Like the cast or resin and all that just feels. Oh yes, that feels great. So let's see what we got here. We got this fellow playing his instrument. Or is that a... Nope, never mind. That's a gun. So carrying his flintlock rifle. Kind of pride. This reminds me, I don't know if any of you all that are watching this ever played Magic the Gathering back in the day, but there was a card in Stronghold called Pariah, and this was almost the exact pose of that card. That's what it reminds me of. I really like this resin. Like, I don't know if they changed their formula or whatever, but this may be some of the best resin I've ever gotten from Blacksite. That's definitely not plastic. Really, really nice stuff. This pose is amazing. These are going to be such a joy to paint. Like I said, I've been into... Oh, this one right here. Look at E Honda right here. Oh, look at that, dude. Oh my goodness, look at the texture on these pants. God, it's so good. I love Blacksite Studios. They're so good at what they do. So we do have one. I don't know if that broke or if it was supposed to be that way, but it didn't. Oh, and my sword broke. That's okay. I've got the pieces. So we do have one that's a little bit damaged. However, I have the pieces and they look like clean breaks, so not a huge deal. I can fix that relatively easily. It's a bummer, but it's not a day ruiner by any means. Now here's a young lady with an instrument. Freaking slaying. Look at her power posing. Just cue slow doom metal music. Chug, 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 chug. Ting! And then the breakdown hits. And then it just goes crazy. This is cool. I love his eyebrows. Or her eyebrows. I think his eyebrows. I'm not exactly sure. I think his eyebrows. I like them a great deal. Now, of course, I don't really know what any of these are. I think these are alternate sculpts for the main stuff. We're going to take our broken friend. We got one more guy in here. This dude, I don't know what he's from. He's definitely, he doesn't even look like a Hametsu model. Englishman that wondered, oh, maybe he's a merchant. Either way, he's cool. Look at his puffy pantaloons and his puffy sleeves. Got a flat butt, though. But that's okay. Nobody's perfect. Next, we've got some bonus Ronin. Absolutely love. I love those little cards. I have a collection of them. And I've got another collection. I've got a big terrain order that I'm waiting on, but there were a couple of things that were back ordered. So I'm waiting on that to get here. So there's a base. This is got a little thematic base piece. And this one is supposed to be that way. Yeah, I like this resin. This is good stuff. Little accent piece to go on his base. I wonder if he's supposed to be jumping off of this. Maybe. Oh, he is! That's freaking cool. Okay, we've got 2 more of those Caltrip markers that we saw earlier. So there's 3 of them in there. They're just individually wrapped for whatever reason that doesn't really matter, but just worth noting. And then we're into some blisters. I wonder if I can open these without just completely ruining them. This looks like one of the bosses. Yeah, we're going to take a look. This has got cool feathers and stuff on it. We need to take a look at this sculpt. Daitengu boss. Tengu are like bird creatures in Japanese folklore. Look at these wings, man. Look at them wings. Yeah, and Tengu are often depicted with the long noses. And he's drawing from the hip. Looks like with a big ass sword. Little chicken legs. Next, we have the School of Stealth, which includes a Matagi, a Geisha, and a Shinobi. And then their bases. Outstanding. It's a good looking blister. Then we've got, what is this? The School of Magic. I'm not going to take all these out because there's numerous little pieces and I'm terrified that I'm going to lose something. This includes a Bunraku, a Monk, and an Onmyoji. Next up, we have the School of Strength. Really, really like this head covering or shoulder covering, whatever this is, which has a Ronin. Yeah, it was a shoulder cover. It was like a wolf pelt shoulder covering, a Sumo, and a Gaijin. So I guess that's what that other single guy was, a Gaijin. Gaijin is a foreigner. So I guess that's what that was. It was an alternate Gaijin sculpt. Okay. Nice. Love the sumos, but the other sumo sculpt is definitely superior to this one. This one is sweet. The other one is definitely way better. Next, we have the Ogumo boss, which is a spider woman. And I think what I'm going to do is, as I play through these missions, I'm going to do a little bit more research on the monsters. maybe do a little talk about that. I'm pretty sure this is the Spider Woman. Those legs look mad spindly, but they also look numbered. So that should maybe help the cause. She's on a big base, shouldn't be too bad. It's gonna be really fun to paint. I don't know what kind of spider do you think I should paint her as? Give me your opinions in the comments. Next, we have the Kumainu boss, which is kind of like it looks like a food dog. Might be a food dog, and that's just the proper name for it. I don't know, that may be in Japanese, but it's pretty awesome. We'll take out a piece of this guy. Look at that. The little swirls, the mustache, the texture and the fur is immaculate. Beautiful stuff. We got the body comes in 2 halves on that one. Be smarter than the toy. There it is. So kind of a forward pose, kind of forward guarding type stance. So in the game, you do a lot of like boss fights, is my understanding. Like you can the playing around with the configuration of your team is a part of the game. We've got the widget, which I will have to put together. This is really, really cool. I don't know that I'm gonna play with this. I might. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might play with this, but more likely I will put it together and paint it and then display it. Like put it on a little stand or hang it on the wall or something. Because while it looks very, very cool, and I'll give it a try. I don't know how practical it will be to actually play with, but we may give it a go and see. But this is very cool. The Don't Look Back room for the second edition of that, I also jumped in on that, and I believe it came with a custom widget as well. We've got the Nuggetsune, which is like a 9-tailed fox, it looks like. Oh, look at that. That is awesome. That is so awesome. These are going to be so much fun to paint. These are going to be so much fun to paint. We've got an Inenra boss. Looks like a cloud spirit of sorts, maybe. Oh, and he's just one piece. Let's take him out. Let's pop that top and not break it. Let me come back here so I don't snatch my camera off the table like a jerk would do. This particular model, not all of the models by any means, but this particular model has a super kind of World of Warcraft vibe to me. Maybe not to anybody else. Let me know if you agree or disagree, and if you disagree, why do you disagree? Does it remind you of anything? Either way, it's a super, super cool sculpt. I think it's gonna be really cool to maybe try to do some cool color shifts, like variations as it moves up into the top of it. Exciting stuff. Super exciting stuff. Pretty little bump right there, but most of these have seemed to be pretty clean as far as flash and mold lines and stuff. Okay, this last one is the last blister in the box, and it's definitely the coolest one, I think. I take back everything I've said. This is what it looks like. It's a Shikigami boss. So it's a forest spirit. But look at that thing. Look how dope that is. Let's take a look at the resin on it. See if the resin lives up to the hype of the photograph. I think it's going to. I love the face on this thing. It's so good. It takes me straight to like Princess Mononoke. I'm gonna have to do some cleaning and some chopping off of that before I can try to put that together and see what it all looks like together. It's kind of a hunchback too. It looks like scoliosis. Poor forest spirit. That's a bummer. but you're freaking cool. Okay, and then we're into a little bit of MDF. This is the details pack that you got if you pledged within the 24 hours and first 24 hours, and I pledged within the first like 4 or 5 hours, I think. It's like, here, take my money. You can have it. Just give me the cool game. We've got the tokens, which were an unlock from the back room, and this also has a smaller widget. This one I will probably use. Maybe does it have? Maybe I won't. It doesn't seem to. Unless this may be a set range finder, like for this may be a template, not a measuring widget. And I was mistaken. I was wrong. There is one more blister pack. I had set it to the side. This is the Wolf and the Devil campaign miniatures. We have, I'm assuming, the Wolf, and then here the Devil, which looks like some kind of crazy souped up Oni. But this detail on his robe looks insane. Okay, so off gate, the wolf is like on fire or fading into mist or something along those lines. How freaking cool is that? The answer is pretty darn. Okay, now there's 3 bases in here. So I guess you also get a new good guy model, maybe? He doesn't look like a good guy at all. We've got this friend who is not human because 3 toes. I'm not exactly sure what he is. He's got a club, and then we got the big fella who has a huge piece of stuff stuck to him. Nothing bad, it's just from the casting process, but yeah, look at that. Can't wait to see what a really, really good painter does with this. A few little bumps, nothing bad. A little bit of a line of stuff right there, that'll be easy to clean up. I want to see his face. This is just the actual face or mask, and then the horns and everything will go into the cheeks right there. Super freaking cool. I gotta figure out what this other model is, because he's just in there. I'm not exactly sure. He's not on the back here. So I assume that particular mission or campaign in the book will tell me what he is and what to do with him when I get to that point in the game. See, we have what is always one of my favorite parts. We have an absolutely gorgeous rulebook. This dust jacket was one of the extra things for like reaching a certain amount of pledges during the backroom event. Now, unfortunately, I won't really be able to use the dust jacket because of the way that I prep rule books with all the little tabbies and stuff. They won't really fit in there, but it is a beautiful dust jacket. And if this is anything like any of the other Black Site books that I have gotten within the past few months, this is going to be a really, really nice rule book. We're not going to dig into this now. That'll be a separate video, but we are going to just kind of give it a quick flip through. See what we're looking like in here. Stories. This is going to be so freaking sweet. Oh my goodness. They get like full pages. Oh man, look at this thing. Beautiful art. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Yes, please. Give me more. And there's a few things in the book that were added as a result of the backroom event. Like extra things that we ended up getting added into the rule book. And I'm happy with that. This looks awesome. Oh my god, all the different schools. Oh, and they get to level them. Look at that. Yes. Oh, I can't wait to dig into this and just fill it with tabs and highlighters. That is everything in the box. Thank you so much if you hung around to the end, or even if you didn't, that's okay too. I still love you. And I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your day. And as always, I'd like to say a big, huge, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to our patrons who support us and pledge to us over on Patreon. You guys are the absolute best. If you enjoyed the content you saw here today and that's something that you would like to consider doing to help out the channel, go over there, check out the link in the description, check out the Patreon. There's a lot of cool stuff over there, including access to our Discord server. Talk to me, hang out with me, talk about our work, what we got going on in the hobby, some shout outs, all kinds of cool stuff. Check it out if that's something that you think you would be into. And regardless of whether or not you do that, I want you to know that I am incredibly grateful that you decided to stop by and spend part of your day with me today, rolling dice and pushing toy soldiers around. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and as always, may the dice be ever in your favor.